How does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump?
No feelings at all about it. No feelings at all. It does not bother me that he is the same sex as me. I'm an individual. He is an individual. He has his own character, his own thoughts, his own whatever, his own abilities, and I have mine. We are completely different people. We share the same sex, but so what? But let me ask you this. How does it feel to be the same sex as Marie Le Pen or Frauke Petry? Or you're American, you probably do not know them. How does it feel to be the same sex as Sarah Palin? But do you know what really would interest me? What would Bernie Sanders say to this question?
Why do you hate rom-coms? Or do you just feel like you need to hate them?
I do not hate rom-coms. Rom-coms are a genre, a group of films. It's pretty dumb to hate groups based on this group. It's dumb to hate black people because they are black, because they belong to the group of black people. It's dumb to hate women because they belong to the group of women. It's dumb to hate men because they belong to the group of men. It's dumb to hate rom-coms because they belong to the group of rom-coms. That's dumb. Many men dislike rom-coms because in their experience rom-coms do not appeal to them. For me, it is three things. The first thing is, normally rom-coms are not very well played. The actors are not that good. Or they do not care to do good acting, whatever. That's the first thing. The second thing is, the rom-coms I have seen go along the line like person A loves person B is not interested in person A, they both do stupid shit all the time, come from one absurd situation into the next, and at the end of the film they love each other. That's about the story of rom-coms, and it's, well, not very special. And the third thing is, I don't find them intellectually stimulating. All these three things that I find interesting in films, I don't have experience then in the rom-coms I've seen until now. I would watch a film just because one thing is outstanding. For example, J. Edgar, the how Leonardo DiCaprio plays this is phenomenal. Just for that, I would watch the film again if I have the possibility to do so. But yeah, rom-coms do not appeal to me in any level. There have to be good rom-coms out there, but I will not go out of my way to find them. If I come across one, okay, but I can live without them. This begs the question: why are you concerned with me not liking rom-coms? You seem to like them, and you seem to want me to like them. So why do you like them? And why do you want me to like them?
Everybody likes The Notebook. Everybody likes Beyonce. It's just a fact.
I am aware of the info box where you state #not all men, but definitely some of you. I believe you break with this notion in this short, well, it's not a question, it's a statement. in the statement, and you are wrong with this statement because you phrase it like an absolute. Everybody, that would include me, likes The Notebook. Everybody, that would also include me, likes Beyonce. It's just a fact. No, it's not. I haven't seen The Notebook, so I cannot say anything about it if I like it or not. But regarding Beyonce, I don't know anything about Beyonce's character. I haven't seen interviews with her. I haven't seen any documentaries about her. I don't know her as a person. I don't know where her political standpoint is. The only thing I know about her character is that she is a feminist, and that she took part in the Ban Bossy campaign. So I assume she is a modern day third wave feminist, and well, that does not make her likable to me. So, but that is the only thing I know about her character. That's nothing on which I can judge her completely. The second thing about her is her music, obviously. And there was one song from Destiny's Child that I liked pretty much. That was Survivor. I liked that song. But that's the only thing about her music career I really like from the things I heard from her. But just so you see how much difference there is between her music and the music I like, I will give you a short list of bands of whom I have bands and artists of whom I have CDs, more than one CD, and if they have just one CD, this one. It's a Volbeat. They make metal, Shantmole, folk metal, social distortion, punk rock, placebo, alternative rock, Opeth, death metal, Muse, rock, Nightwish, symphonic metal, Metallica, thrash metal, Lorena McKinnon, folk, Korn, new metal, Johnny Cash, country, Heaven Shall Burn, metalcore, Toten Hosen, punk, Dream Theater, progressive metal, Boy Sets Fire, post-hardcore, Anathema, alternative rock, and many others, Apocalyptica, cello rock, Arch Enemy, melodic death metal, Linkin Park, nu metal, Disturbed, metal, Darkest Hour, metalcore, Guano Apes, rock, Nonpoint, nu metal, Three Doors Down, rock, In Flames, melodic death metal, Dialogue, melodic death metal. So you see, there is actually a big difference between my type of music and the type of music she does. So that's something. Well, I don't like her music. It's not my type of music. The only way I can enjoy her performances is watching her music videos and mute them, because she has actually a very attractive body. But that's the only thing about it which I can actually say, yeah, that's something I like.
Why do you make women sit around and talk about men in movies
When y'all easily just sit around and talk about boobs for hours?
The human population on this planet is half men, half women. We can assume that one half will talk about the other half once in a while, and especially when we consider that the overwhelming majority of human being is interested in a partner from the other half. I do think that answers the first part of your question. That leaves me a bit, well, I don't know how the first and the second part of your question are connected in any way. I do not understand it, but I will address it. I have encountered some talks about boobs, and I can categorize them more or less. The first would be Boobs are awesome. Yes, I agree. A thing of maybe 2 seconds. The second one will be, do you think that these boobs or these tits are fake? And then maybe there is a discussion of a minute, but sometimes it's only just a few seconds when you agree. And the third thing is, when a friend of mine talks to me about, it happened twice in my life until now, when the fiance, wife, or girlfriend has breast cancer, and they are afraid that that they might lose their partners, or that their partners will have severe injuries or scars after the operation and stuff like that. So when they fear for the well-being of their partners, these are actually longer talks, but it's more about getting rid of the emotions. But completely aside of these things, why does it matter that why does it matter to you that women talk about men in movies, and why does it matter to you that men stereotypically talk about boobs for hours? What the hell? Why does it concern you?
Why do you automatically assume that you won't like TV or movies that star a female?
Speaking for myself, I am very much into historic films and history films or whatever. And my all-time favorite film is actually The Gladiator, obviously a male lead. And my second favorite film, it's not so widely known, is Agora. Agora, I don't know how you pronounce that in English, with Rachel Weisz. And that's a phenomenal good film in my opinion. Well, it's my second favorite film, and it has a female lead. I watched at my DVD and Blu-ray collection for films with a female lead, and I was actually surprised to find that I do not have so many films with female leads, but I have some, and I like them. But this shows you something. I never gave a thought. I do not give a thought about has it a female lead or not. I ask myself, is this film good or not? It has nothing to do with a female or male lead. That's the point. Is the film good or not? I do not assume that I won't like a film because it has a female lead. One of my favorite films has a female lead. Therefore, well, yeah. When it comes to TV shows, my favorite TV show, my all-time favorite TV show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, female lead. The most capable characters, who are not vampires, are females in the series. Then at the moment I like the most Game of Thrones, where you can actually not say if there is a male or female lead. You have many main characters, and some of them are female, some of them are male. And then there is the X-Files, which has a male and a female lead. So yeah, you are, at least in my view, wrong about this. I don't know where the stereotype comes from. I do not know. But when it comes to film, there's a special category of films that I frequently watch, and that is porn. And I do hate it when a man, even a part of a man, is in a porn movie. I hate it. Really, I absolutely hate it.
Why are you surprised when women are funny?
I'm probably funnier than you.
I really gave a thought about it and wanted to say that I'm not surprised, but it's actually the best word I can find for that. I give you that. I am surprised when a woman is funny. I'm not surprised when a woman makes a good joke or stuff like that, because women can obviously do good jokes. But being funny is something different. When you are constantly joking around, and it constantly gives you a smile. When someone constantly gives you a smile, this person is funny. Or frequently gives you a smile, what's better. This person is normally funny, considered to be funny. This has different reasons. With women, in my experience, it's like they tell one joke on an evening, or two or three, but not very many, and they are normally jokes they had learned. So they heard this joke before, and they bring it up when you're going around and everyone has to tell a joke or some stuff like that, or I heard this good joke, and then they spill it out. And sometimes it's good and you laugh your ass off, or it's bad and you say, well, fuck it. Yeah, you know what I mean by fuck it. With men, it's you don't know what I mean by fuck it, because you're a feminist. So I do not mean fucks a woman. I mean, well, I will not bother her for making a bad joke. Sorry, I had to clarify that. With men, it's normally like, when a guy is funny, he's normally frequently funny. He makes fun of the situation. He makes fun of himself. And normally, these are not very great jokes that where you burst out with laughter and stuff like that. It's more normally just gives you a smile and a good feeling. And the thing why men normally do this is because men are fully aware that they can still instill fear in other people. They are normally bigger and stronger as women and children, and when they have a beard, they look even more like an adult. And when you compare the features of women and men to children, women from their face look more like children than men. That does not mean that women are immature or stuff like that. They just look more like you. They have bigger eyes and softer skin and and the smoother, how do you phrase it? Smoother face? I don't know. So men look more grown up, more intimidating. So when they are walking through the streets or approaching someone, a child or a woman, they are fully aware, they are unconsciously aware. That's how it is. They're unconsciously aware that they might be considered a threat. So when they are funny and lighthearted and the people around them smile and happy, this threat is reduced. So in being constantly funny, many men are doing you the favor of not scaring you. Have you ever thought about this possibility? Also, I have to point out,
I'm probably funnier than you.
this is the most boring voice I have ever heard, including my own. You are probably one of the least funniest person I will ever encounter.
Why do you think that we're obsessed with you when we hook up?
9 times out of 10, I just want you to leave too. I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Normally, the man approaches the woman, and normally the woman says, no, I do not want to do anything with you, or just have a small talk and then go away, or stuff like that. It's relatively rare that the woman is having a talk with you. That you talk about more things, getting to know each other and stuff like that. And it's even more rare that you hook up that night. That is actually it's an experience many men make, but it's not an experience you have every weekend normally. Some guys have, but normal guys don't. So when they have this special situation, when you hook up on the first night or maybe the second night, have a one night stand, whatever, that's a special situation, and there are two possibilities. Either you didn't have sex for a long time and he's just someone to pleasure you, and so that you're not dry anymore, or you might find something very special about him. And guess what? Even men want to be a special one for their partner. And it's better for them to think that you actually find them special than that they think they're just your fuck toy.
Why can't I sleep with as many people as I want to without being judged? When men do it, they're congratulated.
When someone is congratulated for their actions, they are judged as well. They have a positive outcome. Being called a slut is obviously considered a negative outcome, but you are also judged. And when we go into evolution, we can explain why this double standard exists. I don't say that it is a good double standard. I don't say we should take part in this kind of behavior. It's outdone, but it explains why the double standard exists. In short, it exists because our evolution does not progress as fast as our culture. Our species, the human species, is around 100,000 to 200,000 years old. An eye blink ago, that is 150 years ago, we had a child mortality rate of 50% here in Germany. Germany was at that time one of the highest developed countries on this planet. And we had relative good medicine here in Germany for that time, but we still had a child mortality rate of around 50%, meaning that 50% of the children from the age didn't reach the age of 12. So 150 years ago we had a child mortality rate of 50%. Imagine how it must have been 50,000 years ago, when we were living in caves, hammering with rocks onto sticks, hunting bears with wood, just beat them down, like, at that time we must have had a higher child mortality rate. We must have. So consider living in this very hostile environment where you do not know anything about illnesses by viruses or bacteria. You have to fight off wild animals. You probably do not know where your next meal comes from, and where you are living in caves and grass huts. And you have no medicine at all. There is only one way to ensure that your tribe will survive, and that is healthy children. By instinct, men are attracted to healthy women. That's the reason why many women do makeup to cover up their acne and their scars on their skin, because the skin is an indicator for health. When you put on a red lipstick, you are making your lips normally red. That shows that blood flows through your body very well. Red lips. That is very crucial, that the woman is healthy, not just because for healthy genes, but because pregnancy and giving childbirth costs a lot of energy. When you lose a lot of energy and you are not healthy, it is possible that you die. And when you as a woman die, you cannot give birth to another child, and possibly your child will die too, because you have to breastfeed it 50,000 years ago. You see, that the mother, not the woman, the mother survives is very crucial for the survival of the tribe and for the survival of the genes. And actually, if you have a kid, this kid can help you and, well, serve you, help you and protect you when you are yourself ill or too old to do the stuff you need to do. So in short, it is necessary for the survival of a tribe that you as a woman have children, and it's necessary that you are healthy so that you can survive that and possibly produce more women, because the child mortality rate is relatively high. That's the first thing. The second thing is you need 9 months and go through giving childbirth. That is possibly life-threatening. It's life-threatening in that situation 50,000 years ago. And that's also the thing why you have to be very healthy. That also costs a lot of energy. Therefore, you need a man who is able to protect and provide for you during this time. And he needs to be strong and healthy as well, because the genes you pass on to your child have to be so good as they can be, so that the child survives. That brings us to a very, very, very crucial point. You, as a woman, invest 9 months giving birth and providing for the child, breastfeeding and stuff like that. You invest a lot in reproduction. A man has sex And when you are giving birth, or when you are, because of your pregnancy, not as able to do the stuff you normally do, he needs to provide for you. But he will not die from childbirth, or it's not as possible. So you invest in reproduction a lot more than the man. Therefore, you are the gatekeeper. If you fuck around and do not care for good genes, and for someone who, if you do not care if the person you have sex with has good genes, is healthy, or can provide for you, you have incredible low standard. Because this is possibly threatening for the whole tribe. You see? Low standard when you fuck around a lot. But for a man, it's another thing. Because when many women choose him, he actually shows to everyone that he has good genes and that he can provide for many things. Therefore, if a man fucks around a lot, he shows that he is very able and very healthy. And when a woman fucks around a lot, she shows low standards. And that's the reason for this double standard. It's in this day and age not necessary anymore, but we have the options like good medicine and reproductive possibilities and stuff like that only for around 100 years. That's a thousandth of our time on this planet. So we can actually flip your script, your question, and say, well, men who are virgins are considered to be losers, while women are held in very high regards. This is also stereotypically true. But this double standard can be explained in the same way.
Why do you consider a woman a tease if she doesn't sleep with you after 3 dates, but a slut if she sleeps with you on the first date?
What was it about being obsessed with you when you hook up? Am I now obsessed with you when we hook up, or am I calling you a slut? Or do I do both? Hey, you are obsessed with me, you fucking slut. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. English is not my native language, of course. But all that aside, let's assume that is actually the case. Then you will notice that a woman that jumps with you in bed in the first night has an incredible low standard because she does not know enough about you. Normally, see previous explanation, evolution, stuff like that. Incredible low standard. If she does sleep with you on the third date, you had to actually, more or less convince her. She has incredible high standard, and that's a challenge. And men like challenges.
In what world does no mean yes?
No means no.
Fun fact. The German word for yes is ja, and the Japanese word for no sounds like ja. So, the German ja means in Japanese no. But seriously, have you ever heard about incongruent messages? Incongruent messages are when your body language says something else than your verbal language. For example, the man leans against the wall. He's completely still, he doesn't do anything, and you kiss him on his mouth. You say, no, I shouldn't do it. You start snogging, unbuttoning his shirt, stopping, I shouldn't do that, and then proceed with undressing him and having sex with him. You are the only actor in this whole thing. You say no, but you act differently. That is when no means yes. You do want to have sex, but you say no, I don't. The other way around would be when you are in a relationship with your partner, and you care very much about your partner. You know that your partner has desires, and some of these desires is actually having sex. And obviously he wants to have sex with you because you are in a relationship. You don't. So it happens that he wants sex and you don't, but you care about him, and so you say to him, "Okay, let's have sex." But you're not really into it. So he proceeds. He is kissing you and all this foreplay stuff, but you do not really respond. You are a bit stiff, you're not into it, you are not really responding. He has sex with you, but you not with him. That is when you say yes, but you actually mean no, and your body says no. That is when yes means no. These are incongruent messages. And, well, that's the explanation for when yes means no and no means yes.
Why do you say that women are too emotional to be leaders?
Then justify catcalling by saying men just can't control themselves.
I am working in a field where are 90% women, and therefore there are a lot of female leaders. I'm a caretaker for disabled people. The best bosses I had were men, and the worst bosses I had were men. I had very, very good female bosses, and I had some very, very bad female bosses. I don't think that women cannot lead because they're emotional or too emotional. I don't think women cannot lead. It's an individual thing. But apart from that, normally when a man says a woman is too emotional, he does not say, he does not mean that she has too many emotions. He means that she is not in control of her emotions. And this is actually something that is not very helpful when you want to lead. Because when you want to lead, you have to give orders. Who has to do something, what has this person to do, and so on. And especially in problematic situations, you have to have a clear mind. You have to be in control of your emotions. So when a woman is normally not in control of her emotions, it is very likely that when she is in a difficult situation where she has to lead her team, that she is not in control of her emotions and makes bad decisions because she cannot think objectively about what needs to be done. The same thing applies to men as well, but from actually my personal experience, women are less likely to be in control of their emotions. Most of the women are in control of their emotions, but women, I think more men are in control of their emotions. So that's about the leadership thing. And now we come to the comparison, being too emotional to lead and catcalling. Normally this she's too emotional to lead is brought up when she is responding over the top to what emotions she has. Maybe she is shrill and loud, or she's for a very long time angry, or stuff like that. Catcalling is normally a thing from, let's make it a second, maybe two, but that's about it. It's a very short and pointed expression of your emotions. So you are not comparing like and like. Expressing your emotions is perfectly normal. It's actually it helps you to control your emotions. If you say, well, oh, that bugs me, or that frightens me, and what can I do about it? And that's a point where you start leading. When you are in front of your team, you are in a difficult situation, and you say, well, here's a problem. I don't know what to do. Let's think about it. I'm afraid, or that bugs me, whatever. Can someone help me? It's actually a very good sign that shows trust in your team. That's good leadership if you express your emotion in a controlled way. What these men do who catcall is they are expressing their emotion that they like what they see, and that's about it. That's it. They just express it. Does not make them a bad leader.
Why do you think that just because you're nice to me, I owe you my body?
Oh, that's cute. The black slave thinking that she owes me her body because I am nice to her. I do want my tools to work very well, therefore I'm caring for my tools. But you owe me your body because you are my slave. Yes, I know. I know my humor is so dark it could work on a cotton field. My jokes do not get better. I will stop with that. I'm not the funny one, as you have seen. Okay. Stop. I don't think that you owe me your body because I'm nice to you. I do think that the overwhelming majority of men think the same way. You do not owe anybody your body because they are nice to you. I think what you are referring to are men who point out to you that they are normally nice to you, and that they want an appreciation for it. These are normally men who are constantly nice to you and want to be in a relationship with you. And they're nice to you so that you like them and want to be with them. Men in this day and age are taught to be nice to women, help women. This is the way how you can get a woman to be with you. And when they do so, and you do not recognize them, you do not recognize their efforts, at some point they will make a step further and say, well, how is it? Can we be in a relationship or not? And that is a thing where I want to talk about your privilege. Because, privilege is normally not seen by people who have it. Could it be that you are so used to men who are nice to you that you do not even recognize it when they are nice to you, and especially when a man who is constantly nice to you, you take this for granted. Maybe you should be a bit more aware of the nice things people do to you. More often say thank you. Be aware of the nice things the people do to you and who does it more often than not. And when someone gives you a clear indication that they want more than just being friends, you should be very clear that you either do not want to be in a relationship with this person, or that you give it a try. But do not take advantage of the nice guys.
Why would you ever send an unsolicited dick pic?
This is actually something I do not understand as well. I know that there are men who do this, but I really cannot understand why they do it. But I try to explain it. It's just a suggestion. I don't know. I cannot wrap my head around why people would do that. But maybe these men like their dicks and they assume that you like this dick as well. That's a possible thing. Maybe to understand it, you could take a picture of your own pussy, or take the picture of someone else's pussy. A lot of porn sites you visit frequently that have pussy on it, send around pussy pics on your dating site, your hookup site, and see how men react. Maybe that would give you a clue.
Why do you feel like it's okay to harass women or make offensive comments about women, but when somebody does it to your sister, it's not okay?
This is a stereotype that really makes me angry. Because normally a stereotype has some basis in reality. But I haven't heard of any man who thinks that harassment of women is okay in the Western world. And normally men who harass women do think that's not okay what they do, but they do it either way. I do not know, and I haven't seen and I haven't heard of any man who thinks that this is okay. I've never seen it. I've never heard it. The only people talking that saying that these men exist are feminists. I think this stereotype is completely made up by feminists. No man thinks harassment of women is okay. No man. No one.
How does it feel to interrupt me when I'm in the middle of making a point during a meeting?
So we are in a setting where we have to be productive. We are in a meeting. Possibly we are also paid for being there. It costs money that we are there. So, in those kinds of situations, I have three possibilities when I interrupt people. The first one is when someone makes a statement that I agree with, but has very weak arguments to strengthen this statement. And then I interrupt and give further evidence or further examples to back up the statement. That's the first thing. The second thing is when someone loses a point. So we are focusing on one point and someone talks about it and comes from this point to the next point to the next point to the next point and goes further on, and at some point I stop. We were talking about this here. That's the second thing. And the third thing is when I interrupt people is when they are talking shit. When they are so wrong in what they are saying, that I have to interrupt them because it will only cost time and money. So, yeah, how to say? When I interrupt you on a meeting, it would be one of those three things. And when I interrupt you, I feel relieved because I fixed the situation.
Why do you have to sit with your legs so wide open?
I get that you have balls, but I don't stand around with my arms wide open to make room for my boobs.
Was that meant to be funny? I'm really struggling now to see was this just a joke question because of your moving around like whatever that should be, or okay, I assume that this was meant a joke, but I will address it as if it was not a joke. Are you aware that your boobs are not directly between your arms? They are not between your arms. They are actually a bit in front of your arms. So, if you put your arms wide to the side or not, has no effect on your boobs. When a man sits, his genitals are actually directly between his legs. That's something very different to your boobs and your arms. Try on your next bus ride or when you're next time on a train or stuff like that, try to imitate with your arms the way you position your legs in front of your boobs, and see how long it takes that it hurts your boobs. Let's assume a bus ride of 5 minutes. It can be very, very uncomfortable, I'd imagine. Really. Well, there's another thing to all of it, not just the testicles. We have something, it has something to do with anatomy and physics. Men have smaller pelvises than women compared to their body. So women have, compared to their height, more contact with a seat than a man. To exaggerate it, you wouldn't build a pyramid where the peak is on the ground and the big space is on top. You wouldn't build it like that way because it will fall over. Some small wind and it will fall over. You will build it so that the base, the big area is on the ground, so it is stable. That's a bit exaggerated, but from the anatomy of human beings, males are the pyramids with the peak in the ground, and women are the pyramids with the big area on the ground. So women are, while sitting, more stable. So when men are not as stable while sitting, they need something to stabilize themselves, and that is their legs. Therefore, their legs are a bit to the left and a bit to the right of their body, so that they are more stable. And when the train or the bus stops, or gets more speed, he will not bump into the other passengers.
Why are women perceived as the weaker sex, even though we literally birth you, like watermelons, through like this?
Women are seen as the weaker sex because they are physically weaker. When I see the questions you ask me and that obviously bother you, I think you are actually emotionally weaker than men as well. So that might be the case because why you are considered to be weaker than men. The physical strength is in fact, the emotional thing is something that I just concluded because of your questions. I don't think that women are emotionally weaker than men. But it just refers to the physical strength. Giving birth is not a sign of strength. It's a sign of biological function.
Why is it so bad to show your emotions?
It means you're human.
Why-
It's, I don't know how to say it, but you are wrong on so many levels. So wrong. Showing your emotions does not make you human. We know for a fact that animals show emotions as well. Having emotions does not make you human, because we know for a fact that animals have emotions as well. It is not bad to show your emotions. No one says it. Actually, look back at the videos I made. When you were complaining about men are talking there about boobs for hours, I told you about two of my friends who were concerned because of their partners having breast cancer. They were afraid, they were concerned because of their well-being, of the well-being of their partners. They expressed their emotions. They expressed them very well, and they talked it through, and it were very good conversations. It helped them a lot, and just said thank you after that. But men and women show their emotions differently, and they deal with their emotions very differently. Men normally express their emotions in a very calm way, their negative emotions in a very calm way, because they want to fix the thing that is the reason for this bad emotion. They want to fix it. Women, on the other hand, tend to, be over emotional so that other people fix it for them. There's something I want to point out. You asked the question before, why men think that women are too emotional to lead, but we justify catcalling by saying that men cannot control themselves. You acknowledge in this point that men do actually express their emotions. You acknowledge that. So you are aware that we do it. In this example, you find it bad. You find it bad that we express our emotions. I have explained both of these things, the question beforehand and this question I'm referring to right now. I explained that. But this example shows something very special about yourself. It shows that you can not see emotions that might be harmful to us if we don't deal with them, but you can see harmful emotions or emotions that are possibly harmful towards you. That shows a lack of empathy on your part. And that is a reason why we teach boys to control their emotions. Because you will bully them if they express an emotion that might be harmful towards you. That's the reason why we teach men to control their emotions and not showing the bad emotions towards you. Because they are mocked, ridiculed, and criminalized for having these emotions.
Why are you always trying to prove your masculinity?
Really? The overwhelming majority of human beings is heterosexual. So I assume that you want to have a male partner. And what is so special about a male partner? He's masculine. What the heck?
Why the isn't it ladylike to cuss?
Okay. Have you ever considered the fact that you being a woman does not make you automatically a lady? A lady is a well-behaved woman. Normally it's a well-behaved, noble woman. You are not automatically a lady because you are a woman. You have to bring more to the table to be a lady. Cursing is, as far as I'm aware, nowhere considered to be well behaved. Neither among men nor among women. Men who want to be a gentleman do not curse. And why are you wearing clothes that show your female body, and why are you wearing makeup to make your expression more feminine? It's because the overwhelming majority of humankind is heterosexual, and men are actually interested in a female partner. And what's so special about a female partner? She's feminine.
When did words get gendered?
Manspreading, mansplaining, manslamming, man whatever, since the feminist movement. But joking aside, there are other languages than the English language, and for example the German language has gendered words, Spanish has gendered words, Dutch has gendered words, French has gendered words. You see, it's not uncommon that words are gendered.
Why is it your first instinct to doubt women who have been sexually violated or raped?
You are getting something wrong here. If a woman was sexually violated or raped, that doesn't mean I know for a fact that this happens. She just said it. She could as well lie. I will, if a woman or a man or a child approaches me and tells me something like this, I will comfort this person. I will give this person advice, especially to go to the police. And I will do everything I can to help this person. But I will not take further actions. I will not judge someone else, the person who she accuses. I will not take revenge for her, or will form hate mobs or anything like that. Because I was at a festival, Rock am Ring festival. It was 2008 or stuff like that, somewhere around that time. And woman decided to do a prank on a friend of hers. and she grabbed the butt of her friend. The friend did not see that, spinned around, saw me, and hit me in the face. And she yelled at me why I was groping her, and that's sexual assault, and I should go to prison for that. And all the people around had not realized what happened. I hadn't seen what happened. She just, from my view, she just spun around, hit me in the face, and accused me of something I didn't know what was happening. And I tried to explain that I didn't know what she was doing, what she was, why, and I expected an apology because she hit me in the face. It hurt. But no one would listen to me. And her boyfriend threatened to beat me up, and that was the time when the woman who grabbed her friend realized what she had done and de-escalated the situation. But I didn't do anything. I did not know what was going on. And I was accused. I was physically harmed. Before I was actually accused, I was physically harmed for something I did not do. And that is a reason why I will not take further action, like taking revenge or accuse someone whom I do not know for a fact that this person did something. And when it comes to the police, so when the person who was allegedly sexually violated or raped goes to the police, I expect them to doubt. Not because I think that that obviously it's fake or stuff like that, but you need you need to do an investigation of a crime. So you have to establish that it is likely that a crime happened. So you ask questions. Did this really happen? What happened? Couldn't it be something else? Misinterpreted? What are the details? And so on. And when you have a reason to believe that there has been a crime, then you further investigate. And the details the woman gave can actually, or the man, can actually help to solve that crime. To bring real justice to these people. That's why we have a police who investigates and who are critical about these things. If they do just their things on belief, they wouldn't be needed, and we had mob mentality.
Why do you assume a woman's angry because she's on her period?
Most men do not assume that. They don't. But most men like women. So when a woman is very, very angry about something that's actually not really worth being angry about on this scale, men say to women, "Are you on your period? You are so angry." Letting the women know that they do not approve of this behavior from that woman, and giving them a way to apologize for their bad behavior that will be considered a reason to be this way. It's an excuse men present to women when women are unreasonably angry. Be thankful for it. Be thankful for it.
Why do you think women that wear makeup are false advertising? We can say the same thing about your dick size.
There are two ways of how to false advertise your dick size I can think of, and the first thing is you put a sock in your trouser to make it look bigger, or on a hookup site where they say, well, I have a 200 feet cock. Yeah, that's so big you will be pleasured by it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that are the only things I know where it can be false advertising. The thing is, you will immediately know when you're when it comes to a sexual encounter, you will immediately see that it is falsely advertised. When it comes to a woman wearing makeup, it's not necessarily the case that the man sees you before a sexual encounter without makeup. It's not always the case. And there is another thing. You can see to a certain degree the character of a person in their face. When someone is putting a lot of makeup on their face, they are covering this up. False advertising your penis does not in any way alter the expression of your character on your face, but makeup does. So actually, men are less able to see your character because of this.
Why isn't it weird that there's a bunch of old white men sitting in a room making legislation about what I can and can't do with my body?
Because you are living in a democracy. That's why it's not weird. Isn't it weird that we have equity officers who have to be by law women, that we have state women councils, that we have Ministry for Women, that we have UN Women, and feminists still complain about women being oppressed and disadvantaged in society?
Do you have a coochie?
I have a short and a long answer for that. The long answer first. This video is called 36 Questions Women Have for Men. And the first question was, how does it feel to be of the same sex as Donald Trump? So, taking these two things, what do you think? Do I have a coochie? And the short answer is no.
Why are straight guys so obsessed with lesbians?
You are the one lacking empathy. Got it. There are two persons of the sex a straight man likes. That is, women. And they have sex with each other. And it is very common among human beings that they like sex. So when there are two people whom you feel sexually attracted to, and they have sex with each other, it's two persons, better than one, with in a situation that you really, really, really like. And then comes the fantasy, being beaten with those two women. Threesome, anyone?
How does it feel to get kicked in the balls?
It hurts. It really, really hurts. There have been cases when that the pain caused the man to vomit. There have been cases that the pain caused the man to pass out. And there are indeed very few, but there are cases where the man dies from the kick in the ball. It's very, very painful. And if you see quote unquote comedy where someone gets kicked in the balls, or when you see a sports game where someone gets a ball or a kick or whatever in the balls, look at how the men who watch this react. Normally, they are like, that hurts. You when you see like this, you feel the pain. You can see that in the face of the men who are not directly affected by that kick, that this hurts.
You ever get tired of trying to be manly all the time?
It's a rather difficult question, actually. You assume that stereotypically men fail to be manly because or that they have to try to be manly. This is actually false. Men are normally manly because they are men. Obviously, there are men who are not as manly as the stereotypical man, and they try to be manly. Some of them do not try. This can be, I believe, make you a bit tired of it sometimes, but most men are just, the overwhelming majority of men are manly because they are men. They do not need to try to be manly, therefore they cannot get tired of it.
Why are you so afraid of gender equality?
Because we are talking about different things. I'm not afraid of gender equality. I want equal rights. I want, under the law, equal rights. I want the same rules for men and women. Obviously, for mothers, I want to have different rules because they're in a special situation, biological function that men do not have. Therefore, I think it's okay to have special rights and special protection for mothers. But apart from that, why should an adult female have different rights than an adult male? Therefore, I oppose quotas. Therefore, I oppose laws that prohibit men from sitting comfortable. And these are things feminists push for. And they do it under the banner of equality. They say, we are for equality. We want equal representation. No, that is not equality. That is not equality under the law. That's equity. And that's something different. Equity is equality of outcome. Equality is equality by law. Same game rules. You have a winner, you have losers, you have people who are in the middle of all of this thing. Same rules for everyone. This is actually the reason why we have the Human Rights Charter. Equal rights for everyone, so that everyone is equally free. That no one has, because of its group belonging, an advantage in the system. No one shall be privileged by the system, by law. That's more or less the reason for the human rights.
Why do I deserve to be paid less than you?
In a world where not just your being is relevant, but also your education, your qualifications, the time you work, the time you have been in the company, the overtime you do, the dangerous work you do, which part of work you do, in which field you work, and so on and so forth.
In what world does 77 cents equal a dollar?
In what world does 68 cents equal a dollar?
We have different currencies on this planet, in this world, and some of them are called dollars. For example, the American dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar. We have some currencies which have cents. For example, the American dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Australian dollar, the euro, and the pound. At some point in time, there had to be a time when a dollar was in one currency was worth 77 or 68 cents. That's and if there hadn't been a time when this was the case, it is possible that this will be the case. Because, well, different currencies, economic system, stuff like that. Think about it.
How is that fair?
I'm not an economist, but I think the thing with the dollar and cents of different currencies is rather self-explanatory.
Why are you intimidated by a woman who makes more money than you? That's awesome! More money!
Asking this question directly after you refer to the gender pay gap is pretty ironic. So you complain that men get on average more money than women, on average, not for the same work or whatever, just on average, and you complain about it. And the next question is, why do you complain about women having more money?
Why are opinionated women seen as bitches?
When opinionated men are seen as bosses.
So, most of the questions you asked until now were questions about something that you obviously thought are annoying, or that bother you, or you find unfair, or all these so basically all these questions are based on something you do not approve of. So I assume that your first question, how does it feel to be the same sex as Donald Trump, falls also into this category. Meaning, you do not approve of Donald Trump. You do not find him very good. This guy, this asshole, is an opinionated man. Do you see him as a boss? I don't. I see him as an asshole. And here we are at a very, very interesting point. Because you having an opinion does not make you a bitch. How you come across in presenting your opinion makes you a bitch. Donald Trump is an opinionated man. That does not make him a boss, or an asshole for that matter. How he brings his points across makes him an asshole. It has something to do on how you judge opinionated people, from which standpoint you come from. So if you approve of the opinion of the other person, you are more likely to see this person as a boss, And when you absolutely dislike what the other person has to say, you refer to them as bitches or assholes.
Why aren't you speaking up when you hear your male friends behind closed doors make jokes that are offensive to women?
Ironically, you are the one that told us, I'm probably funnier than you. And now you behave like the stereotypical feminist killjoy. My friends, behind closed doors, making jokes that are offensive to women. Have you ever considered that they are behind closed doors so that women do not hear those jokes and can therefore not be offended by these jokes because they do not hear them? So if no one is offended, why should I speak up? Have you ever thought about the fact that humor is a coping mechanism? That humor is used to overcome something that bothers you, to get that off your chest? You can probably not relate to it, but many people are in relationships and they care about another person. But it is quite normal that there are things that annoy or bother you about another person, even the person who you deeply love. I know that's hard for you to understand, but we normal, not crazy people understand that. So you have these things that bother you, but you do not want to address your partner about this stuff because it's a so little thing that you do not want to risk an argument about it. And criticizing people, the criticized person may take it the wrong way. So you need another way to get that off your chest. And you can do that with joking about it. You put that thing into something funny, and that makes it less problematic. This also works with very, very serious stuff, like for example rape. Rape jokes are very, very good for healing. People who have been raped, for many people who have been raped, rape jokes are good for healing. So joking about something that you don't like, and that you do not want to address because it might offend the other person. So you make these jokes to get that off your chest, to heal and to not offend the other person, and to be absolutely sure that the other person is not offended. You do it behind closed doors with your close friends who understand you.
Are you so afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just recognize it and do something about it.
Why are you afraid of recognizing your own privilege? Just recognize it and do something about it. Because if I recognize my privilege, you expect me to get rid of my privileges. This will actually lower my quality of life. Therefore, I'm afraid of it. But also, if it does not make me a bad person, why should I change it? Why? You see, this is actually a very good example why you and I are, when we are talking about equality, are not talking about the same thing. You think everyone has privilege but me, because I'm an ethnic minority woman. And by your dressing, I assume you want to come across as some kind of transgendered, pansexual, Russian attacking, flying helicopter, whatever kind of Spinosaurus kin thing, whatever. Really. When I talk about equality, same rights for everyone. Simple as that. When you talk about equality, you talk about, I need affirmative action because I am not so privileged as you are. Do something about your privilege because you are the average person. You are fucking scary.